Hello, everybody. My name is Alex.
I'm Jode.
Josh.
Thrilling conversations.
We are much to be excited here today.
and we're with Packed House, and welcome to the Immature Hour podcast number 18.
Whoa.
Oh my god, you guys suck.
Sorry, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep.
Josh got 4 hours of sleep.
Go us. Yay, Zelda. Well, I don't know about you. I was playing Zelda.
I was emotionally drained.
Did y'all play that late?
No, we only played till like 3 a.m.
Only until 3 a.m.
No, we slept around midnight.
We need to do that on our sessions. Start at 12 in the morning like we normally do and play till 3 a.m. Yeah. And then I just won't go to work the next morning because...
I'm going to say, you and I have to work in the morning. It's bullshit.
We'll all just quit our jobs.
I don't know. I have to close this week.
Dude, wouldn't that be awesome if you could play D&D for a living? Like professional D&D players?
Is that what Matt Mercer does?
Pretty much.
Damn it. Lucky.
I mean, he's a voice actor too, so he makes a decent bit of money from that.
He's a what?
He's a voice actor too. So.
Yeah. I wonder how much voice actors actually get paid.
Not nearly as much as actual on-screen actors.
No, well, yeah, I figured that, but I'm a little curious.
Like, from what I've heard, they don't make a whole lot of money. Like,
let me go ask Johnny on Bosch.
The only voice actors that make a lot of money are the voice actors who do it
a lot,
who are like really popular voice actors.
The only way
Johnny
you
on Bosch.
get, the only way you make a good bit from a show is if you're a lead or video games.
Yeah.
And a lot of, like, I've heard a lot of voice actors say that, like, you have to do something else for a living. Like, you do voice acting and something else.
Yeah.
Well, like Johnny on Bosch does voice acting, and he goes to cons, and he has his own band, and he sells.
Yeah, but he kind of made a living for himself prior to that by being a fucking Power Ranger.
I don't know if they get like royalties now or whatever. But back in the day, they didn't get paid like shit.
I know, but they have to get royalties. That's the only reason I can imagine that people want to still fucking have reunions with the Power Rangers.
Also, he plays Ichigo, and there's like 1,000 episodes of Bleach, and he's the main character. So like,
I mean,
he's doing well for himself.
He's probably got it made with just Bleach.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking Bleach has that Naruto syndrome. Actually, we should say that Naruto has the Bleach syndrome because Bleach has been going on longer than Naruto.
I don't think so. Has it?
Oh yeah.
Is the manga still going on for
Dude,
Bleach?
Naruto. I think so. Like Naruto finished off at like episode like 600 or 700, I think. Like if you look total, adding original Naruto Shippuden, I think it's like 600 or 700. Like the series ended. Fucking One Piece is still going.
I was about to say One Piece still at it, man. He's gonna get that One Piece one day. I was like, man, I feel like it's finally gonna like start to bottleneck and come to a close. And they're like, okay, you gotta find these things, which is getting closer. But at the same time, I'm like, how much longer are they gonna? Because I mean, there's still a lot you could do, but there's certain things that are going on right now that.
Yeah, don't you dare talk about it.
I'm not.
All right, sorry. We turned this into an anime podcast very fast. We are going to
Stop getting off track. God.
Yeah, how dare I? So, we decided that this podcast is going to be dedicated to our impressions of the Switch after we've had it for a while. So, the Switch came out over a week ago, and all three of us have owned it for almost the entirety of that time. Josh being the outlier, he got his Sunday after it released. And I feel like after sitting down and messing and playing with my Switch for over a week, like a lot over a week, I can give like an accurate opinion about it, I would say. Jody?
He's
yawning. Why don't you go ahead and shoot us that knowledge?
I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's such an absolute piece of shit.
Jesus.
Wow.
Like, there's so much more I could have done with my $300. Like, bought crack cocaine, methamphetamine.
You could have bought like one crack rock with that.
I could probably bought. And it depends on where I went. Could have got 3 crack rocks.
Just gotta know.
I don't know. I feel like honestly, I feel like we haven't. There's not enough out there yet for me to give like
an accurate description. Because all we have right now is I have Zelda. That's really
that's all I have too. Like all I have is Zelda.
And you can get Zelda for the Wii U, so it's really kind of hard to.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest.
Now,
it's not worth to get it on the Wii U because you want to have it on the go.
Well, yeah.
Like I want to be able to
I
play
was about
Zelda
to
while
say-
taking a shit.
That is the thing I like. I like that I can put it in its dock, play it on my computer, pick it up, bring it to Alex's, and just play over here.
And then and then you and I, like we did yesterday, swapped out docks. Like you played battery until your battery was almost dead. You played on my dock, and then I played on battery until my battery was almost dead, and just swap out back and forth.
Good times.
Yeah,
Big old Zelda party.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I will say, yeah, it is hard to I guess fully disclose just because pretty much everybody who got a Switch got it strictly for Zelda at this point.
Yeah. Like I will say, I have seen my roommate play Snipper Clips.
I have Snipper Clips.
It seems pretty cool. It seems like a good fun party game, but like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to judge it as a console when all I've played is Zelda.
Yeah.
I will say like the two Joy-Cons seem pretty cool because like, it's like, oh yeah, I have one controller. Oh, you want to play a game together? Click.
There you go.
Now we got two controllers. Yay!
Now, that being said, you have big man hands. How is holding controller in that side fashion
Like one
that?
Joy-Con?
Yeah.
I have yet to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't play Snipper Clips with my roommate. I just watched.
Yeah, it's that was one thing whenever we did the unboxing for it. Ben, like yourself, has very normal, has very large man hands.
Very normal.
I have little tiny woman fingers. So
I will say, like, whenever I first booted it up and had that controller in my hand, I was like, felt like I was gonna break it, and it was really hard to push all the buttons. I say hard to push the buttons. It was like, it was different, and I was just like, this is gonna take some getting used to. Well, now that I'm used to it, all my other controllers feel huge,
yeah.
and I feel like I'm holding a controller as big as my head, just like trying to fucking play a game.
Yeah, just to elaborate, you're talking about the controller that you dock the Joy-Cons in,
Yes,
right? Okay.
I don't have the Pro controller.
Yeah, the Pro controller feels nice.
From what I've seen, it's actually getting really bad reviews.
What, the Pro controller?
No, just the Switch.
See,
Like IGN didn't give it a good review.
yeah, see, here's the Pro controller feels good. Like, I actually really enjoy it, and I'm glad I got it.
Yeah, it's
See,
just
this
to
still
me it's a
feels
little
kinda small.
overpriced.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, dude, $70? Nah.
I picked it up because I actually one of the things I like is I like the ergonomics and that it feels like a normal controller because
Looks like an Xbox controller.
one of the things that I don't like about the Joy-Con is on the right Joy-Con the ABX buy button is like directly above the joystick, which by design it has to be, but from all console controllers I've ever used, it's always been offset like this. Like the right joystick is like offset diagonally from it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just feels way more comfortable and natural to do it that way because your thumb doesn't have to wander as far to be able to press the buttons.
Yeah. But I mean, we're not fucking pro gamers, so we're not like
Speak for yourself.
precious seconds count when fighting this fucking electric keys.
I would say
360 no scope.
I would say whenever
a
you're fighting
Guardian with my
that
bow.
Lionel, you're gonna be saying that it does count.
I've already killed the Lionel twice.
Yeah, I've yet to go and face one off. I need to because I need some Lionel horn to upgrade my barbarian armor.
One shot me with a lightning arrow. It felt great. Killed me in one
Get
shot.
good,
It was a
bruh.
long time ago.
So the docks, there's a lot of people coming out and saying that their docks are warped and it's causing it to scratch their Switch screens. So they devised a test to test if your dock is warped. It's called the penny test, where basically on the side of the penny you try to drop a penny down it, and if it goes all the way down, it's
good.
it's good. If it gets stuck somewhere, that means it's warped. It doesn't surprise me that the docks are warped. The docks are fucking plastic pieces of shit.
Yeah, agreed.
I also heard that apparently if you put a screen protector on it and you leave it in the dock for too long, it overheats and melts the fucking screen protector.
Really?
I don't know how.
I didn't want to put a screen protector on mine, to be honest.
Well, I
don't
did
like
because I was
screen
like, I'd rather
protectors.
fucking.
Yeah.
I'd rather fuck up the screen protector than the actual
I know
screen.
it's stupid, but at the same time, like,
Well, it's especially stupid for you because you don't have a case for the goddamn thing.
yeah.
But I don't
working
know
on
how
it.
I feel about that. Like, I don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
I would say I would maybe see with like the tempered glass, like the thicker screen protectors, but I wouldn't see how that would happen because it's not like the main exhaust port, like heat exhaust ports for it, are at the very top, like away from the screen, so it's not like a screen protector covers it.
And I almost feel like you'd have to play it for fucking hours for it to get hot enough to melt the screen protector.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's interesting. Like, have y'all seen the thing about D-Brand? D-Brand is a company that makes skins for like virtually anything, and D-Brand themselves, which they make their money from making skins for stuff.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last podcast.
Yeah, you might not have heard of this.
No,
they're telling people not to put skins on their Switch.
Wow.
Because apparently the way that the Switch is made, the adhesive from typical skins that you get for consoles, will actually cause damage to the actual Switch. It will still work fine, but if you ever have to peel peel it off, it actually like eats away at the surface of the Switch and causes like pits in it. So D-Brand came out and recommended don't get skins for the Switch, period. Which is ironic because Nintendo has Nintendo branded.
Yeah, they have the Zelda
skins.
ones. I have a friend that put her Zelda ones on hers.
Yeah, so it's like I think that's really interesting. Yeah, so Josh, how do you feel about the Switch?
I like it, man. I like being able to take it wherever I go. The only thing I don't like is like the dock. For some reason, I have a lot of trouble sometimes getting it to like actually sit right to where it'll like use like the dock for the TV or just to charge.
Really?
Like, I have to pick it up and put it down a few times before it'll actually like stay green.
I mean, so does your TV sometimes take a little bit to recognize HDMI devices?
Well, no, but the thing is they have the light at the bottom left side.
Yeah.
And that won't come on.
I mean, mine doesn't always come on immediately either. It takes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you just
usually mine will like after I do it, it'll like come on no problem.
Yeah,
but it takes a few times.
If you just sit it down and let it sit there for a little bit, it'll eventually come on.
I'll try it.
Maybe you're just impatient.
Yeah, I am. That is very true.
Fucking beating the shit out of the dog with the tablet.
Guys.
Why won't you work?
Text you, I'll be like, guys, I broke my Switch.
I'm waiting for that day to happen, actually.
No. I'm very gentle with it, thank you.
You're just impatient.
Yeah. But I'm not
You're
gonna
like-
I'm not gonna chunk it across the fucking room.
I was just like, work, fucking work, goddamn it, work.
Basically.
So what else?
I don't know, I'm waiting for more games to come out.
Okay, well,
Like, I know I mentioned that I was kind of... Like, they don't really have many games coming out. I know they have Skyrim, which is cool and all, but like I told you, I mean, it's been out for how long? But I do think it's actually going to be really cool to be able to take it on the go.
Mm-hmm.
So I might actually end up getting Skyrim. Yo, man, I'm still waiting for a Pokemon Snap.
it probably won't
I
happen.
say it all the time, but give me a motherfucking Pokemon Snap.
I'm just gonna let you know it's probably not gonna happen.
Oh, I know, but I can dream. I mean, but like with the system, man, it'd be perfect.
Same thing we said about the Wii U. To be honest, it's just probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I will say one thing that kind of gets me, which after playing for a little while, I kind of get over it, is the way it's like, because when you're playing a handheld like a DS, you're holding the, where the controls are, and the screen is above that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird to hold the controls and to have the screen in between your hands. Which, like, it's not a big thing. It's just, like, it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But after you play for a little while, you kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
And it's something that just kind of, like, that's weird.
Okay.
Also, I didn't like how, like, when you tilt it, it does the whole aiming thing at first.
Yes. You can turn that off, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting used to it, though. Like, it's coming, you know,
And see, like,
becoming kind of convenient.
I'm the
but-
opposite because I like it a lot. I like it a whole lot. I feel like that the just like trying to aim with just joysticks isn't quite responsive enough for me. So I like using the joystick to get like as close of an aim as possible, and then fine tuning it with the gyroscope. I feel like I have a little more precision with it that way. I think I can give like a very honest opinion about the Switch. I like it a whole lot, but it's not perfect. I do think that the battery life is a little too short. I feel like that it could have been it could have been a little bit longer. I feel like they could have invested in some kind of like battery.
I will say I think Zelda is like one of the few games that's going to drain the battery the most.
Oh yeah, probably so. Especially since like a lot of people are giving it flack because of the frame drops, but I don't think people realize that. I don't think it's the console. I think it's Zelda.
Oh yeah,
Because-
it's a giant fucking open world.
Because even the Wii U version, which the Wii U was the first console to be able to get 1080p at 60 frames per second, even before the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And it suffers frame drops. Like, you get frame drops up to like 15 to 20 frames per second on Breath of the Wild. And so I don't think it has anything to do with the Switch. I think the Switch is plenty powerful. I think it has to do with fucking Breath of the Wild. It's just a enormous game. So like whenever there's frame drops, I don't really care. I fucking play on PC.
I just like the whole frame drop issue.
People need to stop fucking being little babies.
Stop being so nitpicky. Like, I understand if you're playing a game that's supposed to play at 60 frames per second, and like you're playing on your Master Race PC, and it still drops, and it keeps dropping, or like it never goes back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I've seen it happen on Zelda a couple times, but it's just like
Not
it
often
happens
enough
for like
yeah.
maybe a split second, and it's like, oh shit, what was that? Oh, okay, and then it's gone,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't happen for a while, and it only happens when like a lot of shit is going on the screen at once, and it's just
Yeah, I feel like that's a byproduct of gamers becoming very, very entitled. I don't know. I hate that that's a thing now, that people are just like, oh, frame rates, like that shit. It's not near, like, if you can still play the game now, yes, if you drop to like 5 frames per second, then yeah, that's an issue.
like if you're fucking like DayZ would drop to like 5 frames a second, and make it really hard to play the game. Like, yeah, that's understandable, but it makes no sense to be upset about a game that may drop frames for a couple seconds,
And then it's done.
and then you're gonna give a fucking 8 out of 10 instead of a 9 out of 10 because the frame rate dropped for a split second while I was playing it for 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never understood that kind of shit. Like, I don't know. I feel like
It's like people who are like, the graphics aren't good enough. Like, so did you enjoy playing the game?
and especially since like
that's the fucking point.
yeah, like the art style was made in a very specific way to where the graphics stand up over time, because that's one of the things is whenever you try to make graphics realistic, it dates them very fast.
Right.
Well, I mean,
One of the reasons why Wind Waker still holds up really well, because they went straight to cell shaded, and it holds up because they weren't trying to go realistic. They did it in a way that makes it to where it's easily playable again.
Yeah.
well, the thing is the graphics is very Zelda-esque, in my opinion.
No, well, just recently, because they've made the transition after Wind Waker.
Yeah.
They went back to semi-realistic graphics with Twilight
Yeah.
Princess, and then with Skyward Sword they went back to cell shaded. And
Yeah.
then they've stuck with cell shaded pretty much since.
I like the cell-shaded.
Me too.
Straight down, I mean, hands down, I love Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, obviously, and, you know, many others. But Wind Waker is definitely the top of my list.
Yeah. Well,
Love Wind
I
Waker.
mean, now Breath of the Wild is at the top of my list. But
Yeah, I can...
Breath of the Wild is garbage.
Shut the fuck up.
Switch is garbage. You're all garbage.
Sell your Switch and your Zelda, then.
I will.
To me,
Okay.
for $50.
No.
Come on, man.
More like $1,000.
Jeez.
Oh, my
Dude,
goodness.
somebody would buy it. But, yeah, so... There are times when I'm like, man, I really wish the battery would last a little bit longer, but I haven't run into an issue where it's a problem yet.
Because you haven't traveled with it yet.
Well, I have. I take it with me to work almost every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every day I go to work, I take it with me. I took it with whenever I went to go have dinner with Chase and Monet. I took it with me to their house, and we
Yeah,
played a little
I
bit last night. I played a little bit last night, and then like I've taken it a few other places with me too. So that's like traveling with it isn't an issue. I have a carrying case, so it's fine. It's like it hasn't really been an issue battery life wise because I've never played it for an extended period of time away from my house, so I can always just redock it as soon as I'm ready.
I don't know how good it is, but I know they make, like, a traveling charger for it.
So, all right, so there's another thing is they make battery banks for it, but you have to get a battery bank that outputs a certain amount of power
Yeah.
to it. So, I think for the Switch it's 15 volts and 2.6 amps is the power that it consumes and uses for the wall charger. So the closer you can get to that with a power bank, the better off you are. Like most standard like cheap power banks will charge it, but not charge it enough to where it off-put the power usage. So you will still be net negative in power. It'll just make the battery drain slower if you have it plugged in. Now I think I saw that there was a power bank that is like 60 or $70 that will actually cause it to have a net positive power gain. Whenever you have it plugged in, it'll actually charge it faster than it'll drain the battery. And it'll charge it pretty fast too.
Yeah, if it's 60, 70, I mean, if I'm doing a lot of traveling, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, like I would imagine like going on a road trip or going on on an airplane or something, taking a flight would be perfect for that.
Man, if I ever have to like travel for work, which it happens on occasions, I mean, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
It's not just like a little handheld game, it's an actual system.
Can I see your Switch?
Yeah.
The only thing that one of my biggest nitpicks that I've actually run into
Fingers on the screen.
As of recent, it's a touch screen.
I don't care.
Like, one of my biggest complaints about the Switch that I've actually been running into a lot is whenever I travel with it, whenever I take it to work and stuff, and I put it like on tabletop mode, the kickstand to me doesn't kick it far enough back. So like, where I'm sitting right here, I'm still looking down, like at a downward angle on the screen, even though it's angled towards me. It's only angled towards me in a very slight fashion.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me to actually get a good viewing, it has to be fucking like raised up at least like you have to be on a tall table or a really short chair, or I end up having to lay it down and look over it like this. I feel like
it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I feel like you're just being a nitpicky bitch.
No, I said it is a nitpick, but like I said, I wanted to be completely honest about like I said, I still recommend it. I love this thing.
Jody's a savage.
But that's one of my biggest nitpicks. That's actually been a very recurring thing, because one of my first nitpicks I said was about the power button, like turning it on and off, trying to undock the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
I've gotten good at not doing that now, so I actually haven't
had that problem.
I haven't had that issue again ever since I talked about that nitpick. Like, I've just gotten good to where I can do it and not press the power button. But
You just gonna let him finger fuck you Switch like that, dude?
yeah.
I mean, I guess.
So yeah, the only one of the main nitpicks is just
whore.
with the joystick. It's just, I mean, not the joystick, the
Kickstand.
kickstand. Yeah, thank you. It doesn't angle it backwards enough for it to actually make tabletop mode really worthwhile. Other than that, like, I haven't had any issues with it. I was even playing Zelda with just like the Joy-Cons one in each hand and stuff, like having it docked on a controller, and even that was fine. Like, I didn't really have any issues. The only thing that's complicated is because I use the gyroscope assisted aiming. It's really weird when you have the two Joy-Cons separate, because only one of the Joy-Cons works. It's the right Joy-Con that controls the gyroscope. So it's like my left hand's like all still and doing this, and it just makes it a little weird.
Yeah.
It's not as fluid with it.
I don't know. I can't wait till they come out with some more games for it.
Yeah, they're
Hopefully they'll announce some more.
well, they've already added some more games to the online store.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're starting to add a bunch of classic games to it. They've already added like 6 or 7 classic games. I think they're going to add the entire virtual console library that they have on the Wii and the Wii U to it, and then within the next few months they're going to be adding the GameCube virtual console to it, to where you can play GameCube games, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, that's gonna be really neat. There's a lot of GameCube games I'd like to go back and play.
Yeah, see, to me, like, if once they do that, that's going to make it worthwhile for me, even if they don't release any like good games for the Switch for a while.
You can play GameCube games and whatnot on the go.
Yep. It's also going to be perfect because the GameCube is one of the few consoles that like started kind of the revolution of using secondary screens with the Game Boy Advanced connect-ups to the GameCube to play like Four Swords and Crystal Chronicles. And I feel like having that for a Switch would be a perfect alternative, because it'll just make it really easy to be able to play those kind of games.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a very easy thing to do because they already moved Four Swords to the game to the DS through Virtual Console, so I feel like they can easily do it for the Switch.
No.
Which I will gladly get and play the shit out of that.
Now I wonder if it's gonna be like the GameCube and like you just have to have one copy of the game, and for Game Boy Advances, or if everyone's gonna have to buy a copy and sync it to the one console.
I don't know.
I feel like it's gonna be.
I don't know, because actually they have that Mario. I know for DS they have like the Mario game where you only have to have one copy and then 2 people can play it.
Really?
Yeah.
Same thing with, I think, with the Four Swords on. With the Four Swords on DS, it was the same thing. Like,
I
you
know
only
there
had
was the The 3-player co-op one.
Triforce Heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
And you only need one copy of the game to play it. It just the host had to have the game.
Right.
So they're pretty good about that.
Yeah, so
unlike some other systems we shall not name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like that might be very well a good possibility with it. Which, if that's the case, that'd be fucking awesome, because, like, I would love to play Crystal Chronicles on the Switch.
Don't get me wrong, I'll probably buy them anyway, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually very lucky. They did a special, I think it was for the 15-year anniversary for Zelda. They did 4 Swords for free on the DS.
Really?
For a short period of time, and I was able to get it for free.
See, I had no idea.
It was for like a week. They had it for free, and I got it.
I don't check my DS enough.
I forget I have a DS.
Yeah.
Go on. Really, honestly, all I play on it is Pokemon, so...
I would say it's funny because I actually picked up Pokemon Sun and Moon. I haven't even put them in my fucking DS yet.
I played mine for like 5 minutes.
Yeah?
No, it was a little bit longer than that, but I didn't get very far, and I just haven't played it.
Yeah,
I waited a while to get it, and then by the time I got it, everyone else was done playing it, and I started to. But I really only play my DS when I travel, and I don't travel that much, so...
Man,
now
that Fantasy Life. They didn't put Fantasy Life on the Switch.
Fantasy Life 2.
Or fucking... Dude, I feel like Animal Crossing would be a great game to have on the Switch
Dude, that's
as well.
something... I mean, yeah, they're definitely going to do it, but that's one of the games I'm, like, super excited to see something about is Animal Crossing.
See, I've never played Animal Crossing.
Dude, you're gonna fall in love with it.
Dude, it's like
You
the
don't
most...
tell me how I live my life.
It's like the most addictive piece of
Really?
shit game ever. Oh,
It
yeah.
really is.
What do you, like, okay, what do you do? Because I really honestly don't even know the basis.
You
basically get a house and shake trees for oranges to get money to upgrade your house.
Oh, that's exciting.
Basically the entire game is
Sign me up.
It's get out of debt simulator is basically what it is.
Oh, God. Why would I want to play real life? That's why I don't play Sims, damn it.
Yeah, but
I mean, there's more to it, but it's
micromanaging the game.
But
It's
apparently
fun,
it's still, I was about to say, but apparently everyone's still
It is.
thinks fun,
It's
so-
really fun. It's just like a very like simple menial game. Like, have you ever played like Harvest Moon or anything like that?
Long time ago, yeah.
Think of that. It's kind of like that.
Like, I've had a bunch of people talk about whatever Stardew Village is, and honestly...
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, yeah. No idea what that is.
It's just like Harvest
Yeah,
Moon.
that's what everyone says. I've never played it, but apparently a lot of people like it, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's like those like, it's one of those like micromanaging like games,
Ooh.
which I'm a big fan of. I love those games.
They could make a really good, and I hope they make it co-op and whatnot, but I think they could make a really good Monster Hunter.
Oh, I think they're already developing a Monster
I'm
Hunter
not
for the Switch.
surprised. Make it co-op. Let's get it done.
Yeah, I've never played a Monster Hunter game. I've heard good things. I've just never actually like picked one up and just like put time into it.
You know what we need, Alex?
What?
More turn-based games.
No, fuck that. if it's not Paper Mario, I don't give a shit about it.
Oh, Paper Mario was really good.
Paper Mario is the only turn-based
Which
game
one
I
is
even give
it?
a shit about.
Mega Man X Command Missions? was
There's
really
nothing I'm
good.
give a shit about. I don't give a shit about Mega Man.
I know you don't, but it was really good.
It
It was
was.
turn-based.
It was really fun.
It really was. I love that game. Because that's kind of what they did with the Final... See, the Final Fantasy 15 is like some... No, not really. You can attack it.
I was going to say Final Fantasy 15 is like...
It's basically the same.
it isn't
Kingdom Hearts
turn-based
and
at all.
Final Fantasy 15 are pretty much the same battle
I was
system.
actually interested in playing Final Fantasy 15, but I didn't pick it up because I'm broke as hell.
Just wait till it
I
comes
thought
out
you
on the
did
Switch.
pick it up.
No. Huh?
Just wait till it comes out on the Switch.
Oh, that thing ain't coming out for the Switch. They're not even doing a PC port. Why would they put it on the Switch if they're not putting it on PC?
No, they're gonna put it on the Switch.
Oh, yeah, man. It's going to sell like crazy.
You gonna get it on the Switch?
No.
Then why does it matter if they put it on the Switch or not?
I mean, they're gonna do it. Doesn't matter if I'm gonna get it. They're gonna do it.
All right. So we're gonna keep this podcast a little short. So, Jody, do you have any kind of like anything you want to say about it? Like
It's a
about
piece
the
of
Switch?
shit, and you shouldn't buy it. You should just give it to me.
But if they don't buy it, how would they give it to you?
If they already have one, just give it to me. Just be like,
Yeah, okay.
It's a piece of shit. I don't need it anymore. Here, take it, and I'll get rid of it for you.
Oh, okay. I'm
Mario did.
gonna say for you, Josh.
If it was a little more expensive, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I'm actually very pleased with the price. So
$300. So
I thought it was gonna be like $400 or $500.
So there's a very good reason why it was $300. I think Nintendo recognized that the Wii U did very poorly, and they needed the Switch to do well, and so they're making absolutely no profit off the console. Like they're pretty much
Really?
selling the console at cost for what they paid to manufacture, which most like same reason why the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One consoles like that they sell for like $500 at launch and then they drop in price later. They sell for so much so they can recoup the development cost for the console, and then once they've developed it, they can sell it at a lower cost because they don't need to make as high of a profit margin for it off the console. This is one of the reasons why the Switch accessories are so expensive and the console is cheap comparatively, because they need the Switch to sell well, so they're selling it pretty much at cost, and they're trying to recoup the costs through the games and through the accessories and through amiibos.
I guess mainly accessories and amiibos right now because there's really not many games.
Well, I mean, there are some, and they're selling them for. I mean, they're selling
Bomberman.
They're selling snipper clips for $20. I mean,
yeah.
So like that's the I think the only reason why it's even selling for $300. Like if they were to sell it like a normal console to make profit off of the console, they would have sold it for like $350, $400. I'm very surprised that they went that route, but I don't blame them. I think that was a smart move.
I was excited.
Before it came out, I was convinced it was going to be $600.
Really?
I was convinced that it was. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be like $450 or this blah blah blah." And I was like, "Nope, $600."
I didn't think it was going to be $6.
Oh, dude, if it was going to be $6, I wouldn't have even looked in the direction of one.
Mostly because of like, it's not just a console.
Yeah, it's
a console
handheld,
and a handheld, and that's what had me convinced that they were going to charge $600 for it.
People would pay it, but I wouldn't have.
That's one of the things I've always appreciated about Nintendo. Nintendo's never like price gouged their consoles. Like even the Wii U, like the standard version of the Wii U was only $300. The fucking Wii was only like $200, $250. And then whenever I got my GameCube, I only paid like $150 to $200 for it.
I'm glad they released it early. I'm surprised they didn't release it closer to like Christmas. Because the Wii, that was one big thing about that, is like it sold like crazier and everyone wanted it for Christmas.
And then Black Friday as well, dude. Fucking.
Dude.
Well, that's why they released the Nintendo Classic.
Yeah.
To circumvent that. Man, I was saying Nintendo has like the weirdest marketing process I've ever seen, because they straight up announced like America is the only country that they're going to be remanufacturing the Nintendo Classics for. They're not going to sell them anywhere else in the world.
Really?
Except for America for some reason.
Wow.
There's like fuck you UK, America gets more. Which blows my mind. I have no idea why that they decide to do it that way.
Which is crazy because honestly, a lot of the time, like other places usually get cooler shit than us as far as like Nintendo comes.
Yeah, especially like Japan. Dude, did you know that the Nintendo Power Glove for the original Nintendo, the NES? They made one similar to that for the fucking N64 apparently.
Yes, I saw it.
It's fucking crazy looking. The game store that Eric and John and Kelly work at, I went over there and they had one that they took as a trade and it was on the counter.
Yep.
The thing was fucking insane. Like where the palm is where you like put your rumble pack that went on the back of the N64 controller. And it had like the thumb, it was articulate, and you strapped your thumb to it and strapped your wrist to it. And it had the buttons at the fingers, and then it had like a joystick right here at your thumb. It was the fucking weirdest shit.
Yeah. I saw him take a picture of it and post it.
The craziest. But before you took a picture, did you know about it before that?
No.
Me neither. I never heard of that.
I knew about it.
Did you?
Yeah. I had one.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
He's lying. Them shifty eyes.
Piece of shit. All right, so that's pretty much all I have to talk about the Switch. I figured this can be the last Switch podcast that we're gonna have, since we've already talked about like fucking 7 million times.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about some new games once they're released.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's kind of hard to give like an honest opinion about it when it is literally sat in my dock, and that's the only time I've played it.
Oh, you haven't brought it with you to work?
No, like the only time I've brought it anywhere is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I can't bring mine to work.
Yeah.
I got an adult there.
Well, I mean, I obviously I don't play it while I'm working. I play it on my
Lies.
lunch break. Well, I can't. I literally can't.
Playing it while he's fixing.
He's hiding in the freezer.
Yeah, I
The
literally.
door closed. I don't know what
guys.
happened. I couldn't get out. So I mean, I just so happened to have my Switch, so I just decided to stay in here until I died. But
Yeah, no, I only.
you saved me! Yay!
I only play on my lunch break. Like, I physically couldn't play it if I wanted to. Unlike Ben, piece of trash.
What? No, he brings his to work.
Oh yeah, yeah, because like I think Ben tries to sneak it to play it during like the day, but he plays on his lunch break. But he also gets an hour lunch break. I only get a 30-minute lunch break, so I can
don't
only
even
play
get
for 30
that.
minutes. Huh?
I don't even get that.
I would say I get 30 minutes from my lunch break.
I don't even get that.
You get a lunch break.
No, I don't. I'm not guaranteed. I'm salaried. I'm not guaranteed a lunch break.
It doesn't matter if you're salaried.
It's-
That's like that's law.
I don't
Literally
get a
law.
lunch. Basically, what I do is I have like, hey boss, I'll be back in 10 minutes. I go grab food and eat it at my desk while I do work.
So that's all I got for the podcast. Jody, anything to add?
Nope.
Josh, anything to add?
Nope.
Cool. This was a very boring podcast. I'm sorry, guys. Arrow, I stayed up until fucking 4 o'clock in the morning playing Zelda.
We don't have an addiction. You have an addiction.
And then not only that, but also fucking time change happened last night, so we lost an hour of sleep. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. My name is Alex.
Okay. I'm Josh.
And this is the Immature Hour podcast number 18, and thanks for listening. Bye!
Bye, Felicia's.